The city that burned, protested, came together, told its mayor, is having their city council elections. And yeah, we got a big episode in a few weeks on who's running where, but right now we're honing in on one of the richest and most non-melanated wards in Minneapolis, Ward 13. It's home to Armitage, 86% white, 155K median household income. East Harriet, 80% white, 88K median household income. Fulton, 88% white, 153K median household income. Kenny, 85% white, 157K median household income. Linden Hills, 90% white, 166K median household income. And Lyndhurst, 87% white, 150K median household income. That's a lot of money and a lot of the demographic that benefited from redlining. And the incumbent champion city council person for the past 9 years has been Linnea Palmisano. She's not a businessman, she's a business man. The question is, will she be able to handle her business this November for her third election as a city council person? 9 years in the game, keeping these $1 million streets clean. Kate's family building buildings, whatever. I didn't see her trying to rebuild the third precinct like me. Matter of fact, I was the only one that wanted that. The only one. Nobody voted for that but me, Linnea Palmisano, lone wolf. I'm out. The story is she's up against two opponents that represent vastly different stories, incomes, and sides of the city. Joining the Ward 13 melee is business mogul Kate Mortensen. Recognize the last name? You've most likely seen it outside of a demolished city acre for construction. That's Mortensen Construction. According to Forbes, they have a financial summary of $4.8 billion in revenue. Kate Mortensen's website reads, Kate's a business owner and proud member of a third-generation family business that has literally helped to build our city. Whoa. You're telling me there's a candidate that comes from billions and is looking to complicate their life with politics? Kate actually does a great job delineating herself from the construction group, inferring she was with the Peace Corps, worked the midnight shift at a news company, and has also worked the family company's nonprofit foundation. Mortensen Family Foundation, you see, yes. I'm not saying Ward 13 is out of touch, but when their city council member Linnea Palmisano was the only member to vote to have the burnt down third precinct rebuilt in the exact same place that no one wanted it, and her opponent is someone related to the company that can make millions from rebuilding a third precinct really anywhere, it's safe to say both these women might have said, "Let them eat cake," while the uprising was occurring. Here's the thing with politics. You gotta pay to play. Al Franken in 2014 raised over $30 million for his campaign. Trump's 2016 campaign raised over $333 million. And Jacob Fry's 2021 campaign came at the low cost of his dignity and soul. So just to operate in the vicinity of winning, you gotta have at least a few commas in the bank. And while Kate Mortensen and Linnea Palmisano seem to have at least a few commas in the war chest, there's someone in the field that most certainly doesn't have millions in the bank or a hyphenated name in the family tree. And that is none other than Zach Metzger. He's a 30-year-old man of color who recently shook up the curated front lawns at the Ward 13 debate with this.
Density does not equal affordability. Our council knew that there lacked safeguards in the 2040 plan. It's families that need single-family homes. When you take a 2,000 square foot unit, cut it up into 3, that turns out into 600 square feet. So we're jamming people in, and it allows developers to crank up prices. The 2040 plan, even if done properly, is still on the backs of BIPOC people to make developers money that are absentee developers, not even local landlords.
Zach is talking about the 2040 plan benefiting absentee landlords rather than the actual people. It's like a political brainchild time bomb Lisa Bender left behind after she vacated her presidential seat in the Minneapolis City Council. So what exactly is Zach doing here? Well, to answer that for himself, Zach, thank you so much for joining us here at Good Morning Minneapolis. I hate to sound like a cop, but what are you doing in Ward 13?
I'm doing what my opponents are not doing, which is door knocking, talking to the people, passing out flyers.
Zach, it looks like a party's going on out there. Where are you at right now? It looks like some type of block party going on?
We're on 41st and Bryant. There is a block party going on the newly constructed Bryant Avenue.
First candidate of color, you say? Well, how does that make you feel to know that?
Because of the racially restrictive covenants that are notorious in Southwest Minneapolis, up until 1968, I wouldn't have even been able to live in my grandfather's home. It's historic that I'm running in this area, and it's deeply disruptive to the status quo that's over here.
Now, Zach, you'd have to raise money enough to purchase a house in Linden Hills that was historically redlined to keep up with the budgets of Linnea and Kate. How are you operating with your campaign without the same budget and generational wealth as your opponents seem to have?
This campaign is fully people-powered. I'm operating this campaign the same way all of us without generational wealth operate our lives on a day-to-day basis. Community.
All right, lastly, Zach, you seem to talk about the change in much of your messaging. What exactly is the change you've heard from the people that you've spoken to in Ward 13?
The change looks like transparency. The change looks like people being able to trust their city council member to give them the things they want and include Ward 13 into a greater progressive Minneapolis.
Okay. Last question, I promise. How many doors have you knocked on and people you've spoken to throughout your campaign?
There are over 13,000 houses in Ward 13, and we are currently on our second round of door knocking, so over 13,000.
Well, knock, knock, who's there? We know it's not Lene or Kate, and it certainly isn't the MPD since they don't knock, so it's most likely Zach Metzger. Hey, good luck to you and your campaign, sir.
Blessings. Thank you.